Welcome to Vlogmas Day 20. I just hope you have a wonderful time, although these times are very different than normal. But I hope that next year will be better, and whatever happened to you this year, I also hope that 2021 will be better for you. And this is actually the topic for today. It is goal setting. I always love to set my goals for the next year between Christmas and New Year's Eve. So I thought this video would be perfect to give you some ideas how you can set goals for the new year. This goal setting process is specifically for rebels. I'm referring to the book The Four Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin, where she presents four tendencies. It's the upholder, the questioner, the obliger, and the rebel. She made a model out of how people react to expectations from others and from themselves. She says upholders are people who are able to keep expectations from others and their own and are actually quite good in setting boundaries, while obligers need a lot of outer expectations to meet the inner ones. That are probably people who need accountability partners. Then you have the questioner, who's quite resistant to outer expectations if this person doesn't have it as an inner expectation. And I guess she takes questioner because these people are questioning the things. Why do we have to do this way? And like upholders are more like just do it, and obligers are more like you can come in. And then you have the rebels. For me, it helped so much reading this book and to understand a lot of traits I have, and it was just mind-blowing. Really recommend this book to everyone. But this video is about how I set goals as a rebel and how it has helped me in the last years to actually read some. Because I think for rebels, it's most difficult to actually reach goals. We set goals and then we rebel against them and we're not reaching anything. And like I have a history of starting things and then quitting after 2 weeks. Like I have that all the time, but I found some things that really worked for me, so I thought like I will just share it in here. Other desperate rebels who try to find their way to reach some goal. So this will be a 6-step process. So the first one is gratitude. I think it's very important to just look back and ask yourself, what am I thankful for? Write down or think about it. What are you actually grateful for and why? Another really good question is, what am I proud of? To really see the positive things of this year without being too hard on yourself. The second step is to look at your achievements. If you write down your goals somewhere, that's very nice, because then you can look at what have you actually reached. And it's also interesting to look at what kind of types of goals that you have achieved. Were these goals like one performance goals, where you had like a big event, what you had to reach? Was it more like a project that was over several months? Was it more like a habit, like learning to meditate daily? Was something seasonal, like decluttering your house or deep cleaning it in the spring? It's really important to look at what kind of type of goals there are, but I think the most important question is, how did you accomplish them? Really think about, how did you do that? Do you see that you are able to accomplish certain goals over and over again? This is really important that you go through that step, because we will look at that in step 5. So I don't really have a place to write down my goals. I should probably, maybe now in my new Erin content planner, I will write them down. But usually I make a vision board. So this is the vision board of this year. And I usually have some real goals I want to work on, and others that are more like loose and are more like mindsets, like accepting things or have less possessions. And in this step, it's really nice to see, okay, what have I actually accomplished? What kind of goals and how? Step 3, dream big. This is a really important step to really think about, what would you like to accomplish? What I like to do is to look at my vision board from the last year and see what have I not reached, and ask myself, do I still want to accomplish it next year? I can see for the last years, push-ups were a goal for me, but I've never really reached it, and I think it won't be a new goal for 2021, because if I haven't done it in the last 3 years, I might let it go. I might be okay with not being able to do push-ups. Or maybe there's my rebel personality coming into play, because I now tell myself, no, I'm not gonna do it. Maybe I will. you never know with rebels. So if you don't have something like a vision board, but you have written down your goals, you should go through them, or you can go through different areas. Like you can think about health, environment, family, work, finances, fun, romance, friendship, spirituality. There are a lot of different areas in life where you can go through and think about what would I like to accomplish. I also have a printable that I made last year for my Friendsgiving. So this is the printable year of 2021, I will. And it asks some questions like, what will I accept? Or will I start or stop or continue? What will I save for? This is something I find really important. I remember reading about Chalene Johnson's goal setting plan, and she says always have one financial goal. And I think that's really important because without good finances, you can't do a lot of your goals. But there also are questions like what will I read, or what I will improve on, or what I will create. And I think this is so important and so much fun to let your mind wander and just to dream and think about what you would like to do in 2021 when we finally can meet each other again and all getting a vaccine. Now to step 4, it's time to set your goals. It really depends on what kind of person you are, if you want to set several goals or maybe just 1 or 3. I tend to set a lot of goals, and this is again something for my rebel personality. I set like around 16 goals, knowing that I will never accomplish all of them. But it gives me a lot of freedom to choose what I would like, and often I have already changed my mind a lot until summer, but then there still will be a lot of goals that I think are still interesting that I want to pursue. So I have a lot of goals. This is something you might try, but you also have to be okay with that you can't pursue all of them, and especially you can't focus on them all at once. So for me, my main goal at the moment is my health journey. Everything else is a bit on the side, but still there's some goals I'm working on without having a lot of focus every day or every week. Step 5. Okay, you have set your goals, you have written them down. Please, if not, do that, because I think that's really important. And write it down somewhere where you will at least access them next year, so you can review it and do this all over again. I think a vision board is so useful, but not everyone likes them. So you saw mine, maybe that would be something you would like. Now this is a step where I'm not telling you what to do. You really should think of what worked for me. Now we use the information we gathered at step 2 to apply it here at step 5. And that means pick your success tools. And I think this is so important that you don't try to do other people's goal setting. You can read a lot. There's so many different methods and ideas how you can do it, how many goals and how often you should review them. But in the end, I'm 100% sure you have reached goals in your past. And now it's important to focus on the tools that have helped you to reach your goals and apply them again, and try to see how can you apply them for these goals that you have now. The problem with rebels is that a lot of goal setting that is out there is not suitable for rebels because they will rebel against this method. So I tried so many things, like writing down goals every week, reviewing them every week, every month, having a tending list. I love the Power Sheets planner, which is a goal planner, and that might be something that you would like, but I realized it was way too much prep work, too many questions. Until I'm ready to start writing down my goals, I was already exhausted. Rebels used to accomplish their goals, and a lot of that is going over the minds of an identity. I am the person who wakes up early. I am the person who works out. I am the person who's organized. I feel like I'm identifying a lot of with I'm a planner girl. I love to have planners, and it's so much something that gives me so much joy. So it's easy for me to sit down and plan. So here are some ideas. A lot of people feel like they have to be inspired to do something, so I think a vision board can be super helpful, and to have it somewhere where you see it over and over again. Many rebels also said that it has to be convenient or inconvenient. Deciding, for example, to work out here at your home might be easier because you have everything already here, instead of actually packing your gym bag, driving or going to the gym, taking a shower there, coming back home. It takes a long time to get out, and then you're hungry, and here you have everything. You can just get your drinks if you need more water. You can just eat something when you feel like I need a banana before I'm starting working out, something like that. Then I think for rebels it's unbelievably important to have choices, and that's probably why I have so many goals, because then I can choose myself what I want to work on. I think should is the enemy. If you think about I should clean, I should spend less money, I should invest more, as a rebel you won't do it. So maybe working on removing this should in your mind will help. I would say the work by Byron Katie is a really good framework to work on. For me also helped to have time slots to say, okay, at the moment here while filming Vlogmas, every day I have a time slot from 6 to 7 p.m. where I can work out. And if I choose not to do it, I don't have any other time where I can do it. So it really gives me the possibility. I can choose if I want to or not, but it really feels like, oh, I have only this possibility. I have to work out now. If I look at my success tool, I realized that all this planning for my goals doesn't work at all. Like, I can't write down for the next week I'm working on this and this goal, because I won't do it. What helps me so much is the other way around, to look back in retrospect what I have accomplished. So I have been really good in reading. Until 2 years ago I was really good in working out. I'm actually very consistent with budgeting, and I have been really good in planning before I started YouTube. So I looked at what makes these 4 things so well, and why have I lost, for example, the planning thing. I'm very ambitious, reading a lot of books. This year my goal was 24 books, and I have already read double of that. And it's mostly because on Goodreads I can track my progress, and I can see all the books I've read. And at the end of the year you get like a overview, your year in books, and it's so nice to just look at it, and I just love it. I'm always looking forward to it. Every time on Goodreads I look at what have I read, how far I've come, and it just gives me so much joy that it makes it much easier to read. I started working out in 2014. When I started working out, I did mostly YouTube videos here at home, and I would put all the pictures together and post them on Instagram and showing there my workout diary. It wasn't important for me to have a lot of followers or getting a lot of likes. I just like to put them out and write a bit about it and see over time how it built up, how I did more and more workouts. And this is a strategy I'm definitely gonna use again. And when it comes to planning, I was always planning the next week on Sunday morning. I would use like sticker kits and washi tape, and I would print out pictures from the previous week and put them in the planner, and it would be something that would give me so much joy. I haven't done that since I've actually moved here and started YouTube, because now I'm usually editing on Sunday morning. So I really have to work on that, doing that on a different day. So these are my tips for choosing your tools. And now to step. This is something you don't really need, but I think it is really nice to have, and it's to choose a word for the year. Now that you look at your list of goals you have, you should think about like what sticks out. What kind of mindset will help you to reach these goals? It is really nice to go through a whole list of words and think about and see what feels right. So in the end I chose ambition, and for the next vision board I will have it here 2021, and then I will also put the word of the year in here so I will remember them. So I hope this video helped you, and if you have other tools that helped you to reach your goals, please let me know in the comments below. Have a wonderful day.